So as we know, elections are around the corner. Do you know who you're voting for? Join us today as we have the amazing Carmel Antoine Bessard, Parti conservateur de Québec candidate, who's going to be here with us, sharing all kind of tips and tricks and letting us know how important it is to get involved in this year's elections on today's Empower Hour.
I think this is me.
Welcome to the Empower Hour. We're bringing power to the people because the people have the power. This squad's going to entertain, enlighten, and empower y'all. I'm Queen Kaya, joined by Pharaoh Hammond Freeman and Gina the Great. But before we do anything else, like always, we're going to bless this show and our kings and queens listening.
Hotep, 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 Hotep. I am so grateful to life. I'm grateful to God, our Creator. I'm grateful to our ancestors for being present with us and for making it possible for us to be able to get together today. And I ask that today's show, let it be very uplifting, let it be educational, let it be entertaining, and most importantly, let it be empowering for all our listeners. I'm sending out that spirit of love. I'm sending out the spirit of light, unity, strength, great health, peace, and wealth. Hotep, amen, ashe.
Okay. I mean, how long have I not been here?
I don't know what.
Is it just 1 week? There's so much, like, August has been mad.
Yeah, I've lost track of days and time, but so I don't know how long anything has been. But and time is, what is time? What is time?
An illusion.
Thank you.
It's an illusion.
So basically, we never left, but we've been
left.
here to hold everything. It's just what it is.
Well, and as you say that, so I'm about to oxymoron myself on, because what happened to summer? Hello?
It's the same thing.
Hello?
Yep. It just kind of mushed by. It's now children are heading back to school.
Did you hear?
Tell me.
I heard our winter's supposed to be pretty frigid.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. I probably wouldn't have heard it. I would have ignored it.
You know the Farmer's Almanac.
Oh, right. So it's supposed to be a bad winter?
It's supposed to be a bad one.
When's it supposed to start?
I don't know. Didn't it start yesterday? Because where's the sun?
No, it's... Okay, because I was under the impression the winter was going to start later. Like, I just feel we're going to start having longer summers. But I wouldn't be surprised if we have some real dread winters, but longer summers. I just feel this is weird.
Well, this summer was not that long.
Because
I feel like it took a minute for it to kick into high gear.
So there's still hope. I still have hope.
I mean, technically, according to how seasons work, September 21st is supposed to be the end of summer. So we're still in summer.
Okay.
But, I kind of don't believe it. We need more people right about now, but...
That's what it is. So, is this your recap of how your week was?
No.
Okay, yeah, so let's just get into it.
Don't rush me.
No, I'm just saying. So, like
I said, I feel like it's been a minute.
I was going with you. I thought you were going to segue to something, but clearly you're just having conversation.
Okay, well, it's one of these days today. Ladies and gentlemen.
Happy Sunday. Go ahead.
So glad that it's me and Pharaoh in today. So glad. It hits different when it's just me and Kaya, when it's just you and Kaya. But me and you,
it's good.
But don't worry, keep it up, because I got dad jokes.
I know. Yo, did you hear Kaya hit me with a heavy one last week? I had to throw the microphone, headphones, everything.
Did she?
Yeah,
Did she? I'm gonna go back and listen. I've been traveling again. Like I said, August has been a little crazy for me, but I have to say that it's been a family heavy month. So the first weekend was heading to Ottawa for a basketball championship for the CBL. Because for those who didn't know, because I only found out this year, we actually have a professional Canadian basketball league.
Yeah.
And Montreal just got into the league this year, so I'll be looking out for that in the following years. It's in the summer though.
But it's not the same league that our homeboy plays for. What's his name?
Our homeboy or my brother?
No, you know who I'm talking about.
J. Cole?
I'm talking about J. Cole. Yeah.
He played one game.
One game only?
He played the opener when he came here in Montreal. Maybe 2 games, I believe. But then he had some conflicts that came up with for musically.
Right.
But he was there for the last and final game.
Yeah, okay.
So as a spectator.
Really?
Because Scarborough was in the finals against Ottawa.
Okay.
And he did go and see it.
Wow, thanks for I did not know that. Maybe they're saying what it is, because maybe he's just creating too much pandemonium. Like.
Yeah, and look, not to be counting someone's pocket, but I don't think he was really doing it for the money.
No, definitely not for the money.
And
I think he just wanted the ball.
And he absolutely was for the love of the game, and he appreciated like what they brought to him. But he had other obligations that he had to go and do. But he still came and showed up for his team when they went to the championship.
That's dope. Shout out Jacob.
So there was that, and then the next weekend it was a party. Bonanza in Toronto, my nephew's 10th birthday. He now calls himself a preteen.
Nice. Preteen. All right.
It's a little early.
Joe.
Yeah. So that was fun. We went to this place called Gigo. It was Get Your Game On, which I think it should just be called Nerfland because it was just basically a bunch of Nerf games and just like a lot of Nerf battles, and we had all of that. We did a maze. There was a basketball game on there too that I reigned supreme on. I got 500 points. Nobody can touch me. No one can see me. John Cena.
I'm pretty sure you pushed the little kids and threw them on.
First of all, I didn't play against the little kids.
Okay, I'm surprised because you were pretty relentless.
I played against my sisters. I played against my dad.
Okay.
I played against grown adults, and the first one I did, I didn't even understand because it's not just basketball. It was basketball with tricks. Because it had things where it's just like it was Matumbo not in my house, and then like this thing popped out to block your shot.
Nice.
Yeah, 100%. Nice. So after the first time, I was like, peep game. Good. Round 2 fight.
Okay.
And I went at it, and
you know what to expect this time? Okay.
No one could see me. John Cena, 500.
They let you in, Gina. Stop it.
No.
You know that's what happened. They let you in.
You know they didn't, because when we came out of the game, like we were sweating buckets though. Like we had 1 minute to hit as many scores as we can. We did a couple back-to-back games, but like Mans did a workout on this one game.
Got it. So it was really intense.
It was absolutely intense.
Okay.
Of course, with all that traveling, there was a lot of flight delays. Guys, it's not over. You think you can travel? Think again. The delays are absolute madness.
I just bought a private plane, so I'm not worried.
All right. Well, let me know. I'll gas it. I got gas.
Good. Yeah, it's like $25,000.
How long should I have it for? If I'm filling that up, no. I'm using all the gas. I'm using all that. I'm bringing it back on empty.
Yeah. I want to make sure. I want to get my dollars worth.
No, I'm gonna bring that back on empty.
Oh God.
But and then this weekend, yesterday.
Right.
Yesterday was the season opening for Queen's University's football game. So Josh McLeod, my brother, killed it.
Nice.
Holy did he kill it.
Nice.
He had 4 catches. Man hit a touchdown.
Okay.
Yeah, man had and it would have been 5, but there was unnecessary roughness.
Okay.
Flag on the play on that one. So he would have had, he hit 50 yards. Just completely amazing. We went 10 deep. It was a party. Next weekend, next Saturday.
Wait, yesterday?
Yeah.
So you're in Toronto yesterday?
I was in Kingston yesterday.
Kingston, okay.
No, I'll tell you what, I'm tired.
Yeah, okay.
I'm tired right now. But last one's next weekend on the 3rd. September 3rd, we're heading to Ottawa to catch this game, and then after that, most of the games are like in Guelph and Waterloo and stuff. So that side of the family's gonna hit
September
that.
3rd, that's next Saturday. All right.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna try to make it. In
Game's
Power
at
Hour,
7.
we're gonna come record. All right, let's do it.
Game's at 7.
Take some pictures. Let's interview him. He's a superstar.
Go Gales, go! He's my superstar, 100%. One of my favorite people in the world.
Definitely interview him. We want him on the show.
So that was my August. But
first, I'll just say, throughout the week, you guys know, the OFC, we have these business meetings every week. So I want to give just huge shout outs to the OFC, all our members, our business team that comes out every Tuesday morning. We have a meeting at 7 a.m. It's actually 7:15 a.m.
Can I ask you why you have it so early?
Yeah, for sure. Because one, there's a value. I don't know if you ever seen any of those clips or documentaries like that show you the power of waking up early in the morning. Like when you wake up at 4, wake up at 5. It's like you're really like above. Like it's like you're starting before everybody else. It's like you have a head start. You're fresh. That's first. So there's a value in just these early morning things. Second of all, we're all entrepreneurs and business owners, family, family people. The earlier the better, because our business day actually starts at a particular time.
Understood.
So the idea is to be able to meet with a collective of business owners before you actually start your real day, so to speak. And so what we do, and the way we started off at 7:15, we play a motivational clip for about 10-15 minutes, get everybody in the right mindset, and then we network for about 45 minutes or so. It's amazing. I'm just talking about it because it really uplifts me. I have to say, it's like it puts me in a great spirit, a great mood. And just recently, somebody was asking, when we're going to actually start doing these kind of meetings for individuals in the community, where we could actually start doing social things that will have the same kind of vibe, because people join the OFC because they want to unite with like-minded people and just share this vibe. But right now we're hyper focused on the businesses, right? And we forget it's time that we started for individuals. So we're going to be starting, I think, called Second Sundays. And every second Sunday, there's going to be some kind of social. And it's going to be dope. And just, just to create that kind of vibe. So that was a part of my week, just my regular, uplifting, feeling awesome. And guys, we're coming with a heavy today. It's, as you guys know, it's voting season. So in Power Hour, we're here to educate. We're here to make sure you guys know what time it is. Throughout the month, we're going to try our best to bring as many different views and opinions and parties to you as possible. So today, we have our sister Carmel Antoine. She's coming. She's representing the Conservative Party. It's going to be lit. So you guys stay tuned. Let's take a quick positive cause just to shout out our homegirls, Kemba and Andrea from Keen Real Estate Group. Whenever you're thinking real estate, whenever you're thinking investments, whenever you're thinking about planning for the long term, think Keen Real Estate Group. They're generating wealth for generations. KeenGroup.ca. If your goal is to purchase a car and to make the process as simple as possible, just get a car broker, guys. You just get a car broker. Big shout out to our homeboy, Hamsdale Jacques, the owner of HJCourtierAuto.com. That's HJCourtierAuto.com. If you're a small to medium-sized business and you're getting started and you're ready to go to the next level, what do you need? You need a phone line and you need a website. Think Mainstream Digicom. They got all your telecommunication needs checked. MainstreamDigicom.com. You're trying to get out on the web. You're trying to understand how to navigate through ads. Check out Java Logics for all your marketing, your digital marketing. Where would we be without Preston? I don't even know. Check out Java Logics. I give thanks to Preston for what he's done for the OFC. The amount of positive reviews we've gotten from all his referrals, we're proud to stand behind his work. Check out JavaLogics.com. No, it's not just because he's my brother. It's because you can't talk hip-hop in Montreal without saying M-City Solo. Guys, check out his latest project, In My Fields, available on mcitysolo.com. If it's not one of the hardest new EPs to hit Montreal, come and let me know. You already know. It's your boy, Pharaoh, bigging up, mcitysolo.com. Keeping the culture alive. I gotta give thanks to West Can Folk Performing Company. For the last 40 years plus, they've been promoting our culture through song, drum, and dance, educating youth, the children, the seniors. Just check them out, westcanfolk.com.
Girl, what are you cooking?
My curry chicken.
Ooh, you're burning it.
Oh, gosh, it looks so...
It's okay, girl. You need the Curry House. They have the best Caribbean food in town. 2 locations in Montreal, West Island and Côte-Neige. For more information, follow Caribbean Curry House, MTL. Don't forget to mention the Empower Hour for your 10% discount.
So, who placed in the order?
Me.
DeVito, WizKid, Burna Boy. Those are just some of the big names that's blessed Montreal thanks to Afrobeats Montreal. Definitely check out Afrobeats MTL for all concerts, show listings, everything that has to do with Afrobeats in the city. Check out Afrobeats MTL. One full circle. We are the Melanated Community Resource Hub and Network. What does that mean? We're here for each other.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people, y'all.
All right, so we are back. So like we were saying, today we are talking politics. There's so many different levels to it. So first off, so Gina, before we introduce our amazing guests, from your perspective, what are your stands? What do you know about politics? What are your feels?
Well, as you know, like for me, I think most of my information from politics that I learned was starting with the Empower Hour, because I was oblivious before this. And honestly, like, I voted based on how my parents voted and their parents voted, and it was what it was. But when I started paying these taxes and trying to figure out where my money was going, I said, wait a minute, I need a little more information.
Yeah.
Because not for nothing, I love my parents and my grandparents, but they didn't make all the financial sound decisions that I'm making and want to make in my life.
Right.
And so I have to figure that out. Not to mention how in our community, a lot of us are just like, well, what's the point to vote? And as much as if that's your stance on things, then you can't complain when things aren't going your way.
That's well said.
So,
well said.
My sense on it is that I think with last year's election, I actually have to even say from the last provincial election, I went in it more educated, but that was pre the conversations we had at the Empower Hour.
Sure.
So going into the federal election, I was much more equipped, and now I can't wait to be much more equipped for the upcoming one, because to me, this is a big one.
Yeah.
To me, a lot of the stuff has been going on in the last years, especially at the fact that how I voted last year and what I've seen come through and what I read and what was supposed to happen with this current party that we have, I feel like the wool was pulled over our eyes.
We're bamboozled. Say it, Gina.
Yes.
We're bamboozled.
And I feel like they said things. They said things on a light note. Meanwhile, I think they were wolves in sheep's clothing.
They said whatever they need to say to get the vote, but there was no accountability.
Now I'm being much more meticulous about what is actually being said, and if in the slightest, I don't want to go in there with the lesser of all evils. I need no evils.
Wow.
I need to know who's going to be the champion in here, and not the smaller devil.
Oh my God! This is gonna be good. It's gonna be a fun month. Like we were talking, we're gonna try to do as much as we can throughout the month just to get the community prepared and informed when it comes to politics. So thank you for that, Gina. On my side, I've always kind of had an understanding of politics. I went from being completely not interested to saying, okay, well, because I'm somewhat of a public figure and a community builder, I should be an example. So I said, okay, I'm not going to be completely ignorant to it. I will do some homework and do some due diligence, to find out what's the best. But to the point you're making, I don't see any party that is the good guy party. I honestly feel the best is just going with the better of the lesser evil. I just looking at what's been going on. So you have to kind of pick your flavor, see what out of all the parties who speaks the most to you personally. But then
that would be your champion.
Well, that would be your champion, but at the same time, and I'll explain, and then we'll introduce our amazing guest. Because if I had to be genuine to myself, I would say I would be voting green all the time. I would be Green Party person all day.
I'm not gonna lie, I agree.
But understanding how the game works, it's super unfortunate. But they just don't have the weight. They don't have the numbers. They don't have the. So it's almost voting for green. It's like what my heart wants to do. Yay, because I am the earth. But if we want to see a difference, we have to be strategic, and I think this is where we're at as a people. We don't necessarily have a choice but to play the game. Politics is a game, then we have to play it strategically if we want to try to win, right?
Did I tell you my system that I used last federal election?
Ah, man, Gina.
I use a grading system.
Okay.
I use a grading system, and like for every point that I agreed with, like you got an A through F, basically. Okay. And then when I went through all the socioeconomics, politics, immigration, blah, 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 all the points that they had debates on, I gave you a grade based on whether or not I agree with it. And then whoever had the highest grade was who I was going to vote for. Right. The Green Party had the highest grade.
Great. Of course they would.
But I was just like,
after all that work, okay, not you guys anyway. But
I'm going to win.
But you see, anyway.
So I have to go with the B- on that one.
Right. You see? So this way. So with no further ado, I want to introduce this queen that we have with us. I call her Carmel. I'll let you. I don't know what the official. With all respect.
Carmel Antoine Bessard. Sorry, I was about to say it's Bourassa Sauvé.
Thank you.
It's Bessard, the last name. Excuse me.
Thank you very much. You see, so that's why you're here, Gina, to help keep the balance. And she is representing le Parti conservateur du Québec. So with no further ado, welcome, Sister Carmel. Sorry, I keep wanting to call you Manuel. I can't help it. That's just what it is. So welcome to the Empower Hour. Thank you for being here with us. So we're glad to have you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for welcoming me. Do I go there or you?
Yeah, that's okay. We're picking you up there.
And the way you introduce me, it's like I'm part of the family. That's very important.
Exactly that.
Okay?
Yep.
And this is also how I position myself in my county. That's the borough of Montréal Nord. So my full name is Carmel Antoine Bessard. Okay. Yes, I am an engineer. I wrote book. You invited me to talk about my books. And now I'm in politics pour le Parti conservateur du Québec. And that's very important as melanated people, where sometimes we do not see ourselves linked with Parti conservateur du Québec.
100%.
You understand?
Yeah, that's why you're here. I want you to educate the people.
And I have some questions.
We have. I know. Yeah, that's it. It's because exactly what you just said. Because when I started seeing people speaking about the Conservative Party, the Parti Conservateur, I was like, Black people, Conservative Party. I was like, but understanding that on the flip side, we are normally liberals, so to speak, and they haven't done no good for us. If we're going to be 100%, we almost religiously vote liberal. And
well, because for us, a lot of the times, and here's my point of view, what I thought it was. You either had Parti Québécois, which basically hated anyone who spoke English.
Right, yes.
It was my perspective. Then you had, for me, Conservative Party were just people who were hyper-religious and just wanted to be, like, in the old school ways of, like...
But that was federal. Be careful.
Understood.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And here's the thing. That's where education comes in, is knowing the difference between the federal and provincial.
Yeah.
But when you have the same name, you have an association. So to me, I was just like, well, no, I'm not this hyper-religious person, and I'm not going to be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. I don't need that. So I never even considered because Parti conservateur. And then what are you left with? Green and liberal.
Yeah, that's it.
So remember, lesser of all evils.
That's it.
And I won't name the others. You understand that? But there are others.
And that is true. And that's the other part. You're absolutely right. I was educated. There's others. Like, it's always voting time when you're looking on the ballot and you're like, whoa, just like 8 other parties. Who are these guys? You know, it's like I remember one time I just voted for a weed party just because I was like, oh well, shit, I wasn't going to vote for anybody today, but I'm going to vote you guys today. You know. So anyway, so just to say, so I would like to first, before we dive in, if you could give just a little bit about your background. Like, it's not your first time on here, but what brought you into this? What was your motivation, your inspiration to say, let me get it, let me throw my ballot in and get involved? Okay.
Well, as you know, the last 2 years, and now we can say 2 years and a half, has been very difficult for many of us. Okay, and if we, since I am with OFC right now, let's talk about, let's say, melanated people, Black people. It has been tough, and I cannot put a point on the leader, our Black leaders, if we can say that, who has stood up. What I saw was people who didn't talk at all, were censored, and they accepted censorship, or just saying, maybe they were on the side with the CAC, okay? And this is where the logic between choosing a party and to get involved, was, now we're matured. And we have learned that from you in Powerhouse and things like that. There are fake friends and real allies. And we know that allies, even though it doesn't last for eternity, but they're allies for a moment. And the choice was really clear for me to go with Parti conservateur du Québec. And you would be surprised how many people from different background, perspective also, how we come united into that notion is like, man, the way government acted for 2 years and a half, the way they wanted to impose certain things on us, we are against it. We are for free choice. So basically, Parti conservateur du Québec is free choice. Free choice, you will say, is it anarchia? No, it's free choice with a official party. Let's put it that way. And that's why they already have the structure. Everything is into place. compared to those small parties that we were talking about. So that's why I decide that we have to make a quick move. It's October 3rd, and Parti Conservateur is represented by that. I would like to point that the chief of the Parti Conservateur du Québec is Éric Duhem, okay? Mostly involved in Quebec. And yes, he was a radio host, and of course he's how can I say?
Charismatic and can speak to the people. Or?
Yes, and also he could put people into a position on spot. He's real, okay? So, but that it doesn't matter that he was the only one who stood up to say enough is enough. And Parti Conservateur du Québec, when he decided to become a chief, it was last year, okay? Didn't have any deputy à l'Assemblée nationale du Québec. Ce sont des députés. 125 county, if I can say that, okay? There wasn't no deputy.
Okay.
But he managed to get one woman called Claire Sanson that was with the CAQ, Coalition Avenir Québec, and told her, it doesn't make sense what you're doing at the CAQ. We need help. We need to give a voice at l'Assemblée nationale du Québec. So remember all those months behind, and we're not too far away. People tend to forget. But remember February and March 2022. We're talking about not even 6 months.
Right.
Many, I won't say important thing, but event that left us like, is it real? Are we in Quebec?
Right,
Are we in Canada here?
Is this really happening?
Many people, our parents left for economical reason and political reason,
Right.
for certain way of governing.
Right, yeah.
And we saw things happening here, and nobody's talking about it, or it's like taboo. There's censorship. If you decide to ask question, you've been called out as an imbecile.
Yeah, conspiracy theorist.
Yeah. He was the only one through Claire Sanson who got one deputy to at least have a mic at the Assemblée nationale. And this is where things started to change about confinement. This is how we say it. Confinement, the mask and everything. Everything started to drop down.
No, actually, and if you just for the sake of education, because this is the Empower Hour, and so let's educate the people a little bit, because even what you just explained, because in all honesty, I'm not even completely clear what that means. So when you say that we have to get somebody on the national, like from the national party, what exactly does that mean?
Okay, it means in Quebec at the provincial level, because there are different type of government: federal, provincial, and municipal.
Got it. Yeah.
Now we're talking October 3rd is for provincial.
Got it.
Quebec, the province of Quebec, is divided in 125 circonscription county.
Okay, got it.
Mine in Montréal Nord, approximately Montréal Nord, is Bourassa Sauvé.
Okay. Got it. All right.
So in Quebec and Laval, probably from here, I would say there would be 10 or more.
Okay.
Oh, not more. Like we're about 19 or more. Okay. And but at l'Assemblée nationale is the person who represents you, who talks for you. A deputy is here to represent his region, his neighborhood, his sector.
Got it.
Okay.
And so when you say the national level, is that, I guess, and where I want to make sure I understand, is that the national is same like a federal level? Is that what you're saying?
You know that we're in Quebec, and
Correct.
they love to talk about Société Distincte. So when they say national, it's the province of Quebec.
Okay, got it.
I'm going to keep it provincial. You're right. It could be confusing.
Got it. Okay, so it's all provincial. Got it. Okay. Now that's clearer. Okay, so basically, we needed one representative that's speaking to the whole of Quebec.
Let's say I do not want to associate all the manifestation that was going on, but there was a lot of a big part of the population who didn't agree about what was going on with the last few years that we went through.
Right.
At least 2021, 2022, it was really clear that a lot of people didn't agree.
Yes.
The media didn't follow up.
Yeah,
we need to talk about this, about traditional media. Are you sure you were giving the right news? We didn't see the right thing. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So, But you might be a lot of people outside, thousands of people, 100,000 of people who are not agreeing. But if nobody is talking in your behalf, it's like you do not exist at l'Assemblée nationale. And at l'Assemblée nationale, this is how it is called for the province of Quebec. This is where they make laws, and bylaws, this is where they make les décrets that impose things or not. So nobody's talking for
that's
you.
Where you need a voice.
That's it. Okay. It's not.
And this is what I have to give Éric Duhem.
Okay.
He decided to go. He didn't have to. He could have. He could have still be doing radio, like radio X and bashing, and that was his style. But it's his style. But let me remind you that he's somebody who has done sciences politique. He has a master in public administration. He has been in politics for decades. He eats politics, He was involved in Laval, now he's in Quebec. So this is the type of guy. It's the type of guy who went to war, not to war, but in Iraq as a journalist too. So he knows, and he's not scared to stand up to say, hey, what you're doing is bullshit.
I like that. Okay.
He was the only one, true Claire Sanson, because there was no deputy.
Wow.
And we have to give this woman, she retired because she's getting old and a bit sick, that she gave us a voice to all the population that wasn't agreeing with what was going on.
Wow.
I want to point out, you have a government. The government is composed of a party that is majoritaire. So the government right now is la CAQ.
Right.
But you also have opposition, which is composed of the traditional parties that our parents love to vote for.
Right.
Entre autres, Parti libéral du Québec.
Yeah.
And that is the point where, to me, August 2021, it happened so that the chief of the Parti libéral du Québec, which is a traditional party for melanated people, and I'm talking not only people who identify as black, but also people from Muslim confession, cultural, Greek, European. Usually they vote. Anglophones will come to that, who vote liberal.
Yeah.
But to my dismay, if my English is good, I was shocked to see the chief, which is a black woman, Dominique Anglade, pushing not pushing for the division in Quebec by imposing the vaccination passports. So this is where to me, the wall just broke down. Like, where do I stand? Là, ça fait, y a plus rien qui fait du sens.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're supposed, liberals supposed to unite.
You're supposed to protect us.
Yeah.
Knowing particularly where I come from, where I live to, and where I come from, in Montréal Nord, at the comté de Bourassa Sauvé, we were the one, we don't trust. Usually it's difficult for us to trust government.
Yeah.
You have to understand, there's 1 person out of 4 who is black in Montréal Nord. That's a lot on the island. And we're not even including the other so-called diversity, like I say, people from the north of Africa, which are more from Muslim religious beliefs, or the one we call Latinos or Latinx. You understand? So half of the person in Montréal Nord is not necessarily Canadien Français, French Canadian. Okay, and there's a part too which is Anglophones too. A lot of Italians. Of a background from Italian. It just happened that in my county, people didn't go really well with what the CAQ was imposing. So you understand that they were always after us. Montréal Nord this, Montréal Nord this, Montréal Nord that. But this county has been liberals for decades. Decades. We gave you our trust. We gave you generosity. And the way I see it is really it's a toxic and abusive relationship.
Right.
Where okay, I'm gonna give you even more love, hoping that you love me back.
We're abused. We're abused.
And the love is not coming back.
No.
And this is where Carmel Antoine Bessard is there. You know what? To me, the first thing to do to break those type of relationship is just to say no. And this is where I arrive. This is where I arrive as an engineer, as a writer in the borough. They know me well because I am involved in environment, urban planning, community work, church, you know. And as a citizen who stand up for certain beliefs, if we can say so. And so people are a bit shocked to say, oh no, like, Carmel. And moreover, I do write book as how black women navigate into our world. So it's like, okay, where can we stand? Because conservatives supposed to be extremists, white people, and
you're absolutely right.
And this is where it's very interesting. Because now we're going to talk about ideas. Now I want to know. Come and tell me and tell to us, how are you going to defend us when you didn't do nothing? C'est quoi ton bilan? You have nothing in decades. We gave you our love and nothing. Moreover, you didn't even protect us from la CAQ.
That's it. It almost seems like they decided.
And it's going down. This is where it's going down. Yes, in Montréal, no. But unfortunately, everywhere during the province is going down.
Let me ask you, when you say the bilan, Tim, the bilan in English is, I want to say game plan. Your bilan is like your...
what have you accomplished?
Almost like your resume. Kind of, like whatever, if we're going to pull the card. So now if we're going to talk about the Parti Conservative Party, can you share some of what is the party's, I'm not sure if it's called party's promises, what the party is
in the
ideologies for the people?
The first thing, and that's the foremost is really free choice.
Okay.
Free choice, okay? But with free choice, at the same time, we want to empower people, okay? But we have to stay on budget.
Right.
Okay, we're not into lullabies.
Well, that's because the thing is, if we're going to keep it 100, free choice is an awesome statement, but it's very vague. It's like okay, so I can do anything.
Because free choice means no government.
You know what I mean? It's like talk to me, like So I figured there's some order here. So okay, what else we got?
Okay, do you want to go into the program, or do you want for me to go into things? Also, we stand up. Then I think it's very important right now. I
think it's important for us to know what you guys stand for. So right, like as you said, what are you guys standing for, and what are you fighting for? Okay. In the party, and I mean, I don't. Do we want to know historically what the party is?
It's quite a new party. Like I'm gonna be honest, the guy I replaced to become a candidate. It was tough for him. He didn't do much as having some votes, you understand? So it was new. And moreover, they were taxing him as being a white extremist man. So he's still pissed after that.
But for me, I'll tell you, like the objective here is I want people to vote, right? And I want people to have to vote to have educated votes.
I'm gonna tell you why Anglophones must vote.
Okay.
There has been a bill called 96. Okay? And I hope you're sitting well. The people who started, the party who started this bill, just to get the francophone vote, was the Parti libéral du Québec. So love has to be careful.
Hold on, I need the sound effects.
Yeah, I'm like, back it up, because I thought it was CAQ.
They took the merit, but who started that? And who went that deep?
You kidding me?
Go test them.
What are you saying? And if you're saying this, that means this is fact checkable. Because Tammy T is going to fact check. So we got to fact check this. So the Liberal Party is the one who brought in Bill 96.
I find 96 is one of the most divisive and polarizing laws.
And it's coming. It's coming. Anglophones, friends, and that's why a lot of Anglophones now they are apatrides politiquement. They are, where do we go?
Where do you go?
It was liberal. Il y a eu beaucoup de traîtrise, à mon avis.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, okay. in all full disclosure.
After I'm going to say what are the main keys. That's why it does touch Anglophone.
When I voted for the provincial party years back, I ended up voting for CAC because I was just like,
of course,
when
we all
I did
did. It was a black candidate for my case,
I think I voted CAC too. We all did.
Exactly that. The one person who's running Laval was like, I actually know that dude.
Right.
Exactly. I can trust. And I was like, okay, do I completely agree with all your immigration stance? Not entirely, but it's not crazy. And it seems like once you guys went in, they're just like, I got you.
Yeah.
Actually,
it must be
extremists.
It must be very difficult. Yeah. Because a party is also, it's an organization with all that the dynamics that goes into that organization. It must be very difficult for those people to be there and not to be able to talk. What do you defend? To me, as I mentioned, I'm an engineer, I'm a writer, I have my life going on, but I had to stood up or else nobody who would. Because understand, being part of Parti conservateur du Québec, in French, they say, je suis fiché. My face is there. Parti conservateur du Québec is so, we associate Parti conservateur du Québec with so much bad things.
Yeah.
Now my face is like, oh, elle est là-dedans. But my pedigree, my CV is so opposing to that. Like people do not know. And a lot of us in Parti conservateur du Québec on the island are like that, are in this position.
Wow.
And that's why I made so that the chief came with his bus in Montreal Nord last Thursday.
That's amazing.
Last Thursday evening, it was what they do anyway. And all the big traditional media were there. It was a kind of a stunt, and we were 100 of people. Parti conservateur du Québec, the traditional media always want to put it aside. Oh, it does not exist. We're 60,000 members. There are members. It's very important, members. You can sympathize without being a member for many reasons because you don't want people to associate you. So that means we have a lot of money from donation.
Yes.
And they're scared of that. And the stunt is like, hey, by the way, we're in Montreal too. Don't think we're only in Quebec and dans la Beauce. I want to make a quick point on Bill 96.
We want to talk about that because I know that you have we have limited time with you today, and we've probably got another 3 minutes, so we definitely want to get into the juice here.
So the key point of Bill 96 is that for all the companies with 25% and more, they have to be Frenchicized. Not to speak French, but I don't have the right wording, but francisé.
Yeah.
Understand la directive très contrôlant. You have to speak French.
Okay.
I don't think we're against it.
No.
In Montreal, we speak both.
On est bilingue.
We bilingue.
But anytime you have to, anytime you're imposing and forcing anything, we're usually not down.
And the problem is that you invite American companies to come building in Montreal, which is an international city, and you're imposing things on them that they're not capable. And I know this because I'm going through this for my company.
Of course, an American company. Of course, and you can't do that like this for your client and the employees. Attention.
For the clients?
Yeah.
If I'm a client, I want to be served in. If I'm paying money, I want to be served in
the language.
Yeah.
Second, the government, and we say government, but any institution that would represent the government can get into this company of 25 employees and more and verify all the mandates and everything without any mandate and things like that. They go in to verify if really you...
So that's the language police, in other words, can come and invade all your stuff just to see.
And more. Why not? We have seen it. Le gouvernement qu'on a présentement a géré par décret. And they made sure that you cannot come back on them by another bill.
Wow.
28. But that's okay.
And they're very active now because the election's coming up. So they became super active in the last few months.
Wait, we're not over.
Okay.
Quota. And I hate the word quota. On numbers of students in English CEGEP. Okay? And if you are in an English CEGEP, you have to take 3 classes in French. Not French 101 or no classes from your program.
Wow, that you need to pass like
there's many anglophones that come to CEGEP.
Yes.
and to university.
Yeah.
International
We're
students.
gonna lose. Businesses are gonna go,
Of
and
course.
we already know many businesses. Let's stay only in businesses or
Yeah.
entrepreneur who went out.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
This is referendum. This is another form of referendum because
Wow.
every time we had a referendum, we lost businesses that went to Ontario. The only reason why Ontario, or Toronto, I should say, has flourished the way it has is because of the Montreal businesses that left. We have the ports.
Yeah.
This is where business started.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it should be
yeah,
here
yeah.
logically, but right now we're doing non-logic.
And
Go
the
ahead.
fourth one, which is it breaks my heart a bit. I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's immigrant and refugees or demandeurs d'asile. They have 6 months to learn French. Okay?
It's not, French people don't even know French.
How
Stop
can you
it.
do that in 6 months?
you-
And I was hearing the story of one of my colleagues. He's from Greek descent. Okay? And his mother learned French through when he was going to school. You know? This guy is 30 years old, okay? But her French is not perfect. And sometimes when she go to I don't know to
Stores
or any government institution, sometimes it might just she talks in English, and the brutality is now coming back to say non, nous ici on parle juste en français.
Yeah, it's so rude.
There's have been so many things going on the last 2 years where you divide vax and non-vax, French and non-French.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't think we need that.
No.
No.
So to me, Parti conservateur du Québec is the only one who stood up to say no. Is the only party of union. So I could be a black woman in this, let's say, Occidental world and still be part of Parti conservateur du Québec. It's not, and the other parties who are what we call woke are, to me, really exclusive. You can only be that, you cannot be the another thing. To me, I can be both. And this is where I'm so comfortable to represent Parti conservateur du Québec. Before we end, I have to say, be careful. There's fake friends and there are real allies. You have to see what's the best for you. And this is how I found myself in Parti conservateur du Québec. And look at our candidates. It speaks from themselves. Éric Duhem didn't come in. Hey, tweet. He was in Quebec, okay? He's dealing with stuff in Quebec, and they're gonna make. They'll be good in Beauce and Quebec, Mauricie. They can do big stuff. But in Montreal, we were, please come, we're here, we're here. And that's why he's the only party with 125 candidates. The other are still searching. They will find it because they have money. We work on our donation and members, and sympathizers. So these are the two things. Of course, there's many things on roofing or logement and health, and there are things, garderie, because
Yes.
our communities have a lot of children.
Yeah.
So he's saying, okay, not all of the children have a chance, or the parents do not have a chance to put their kids into CPE at $8.70 per day. So if you cannot do that, it was supposed to be a promise from la CAQ. There's still 52,000 parents ménage, household who do not have access to that. He said, we will give you. Maybe it will be imposed, but at least they will have the money to pay for that, $200 per kid per week. Up until we find you a place in CPE. Okay? So I see Parti conservateur du Québec really as a gros bon sens, common sense.
Yeah.
And we need that right now. Because the tangent has been people have left Quebec.
Literally, what are you saying? I have an entire network of people who moved to Africa. They left the province, left the country. Now it's just like, they're like, enough is enough. We're not just like it's crazy. So I just to tie it all in, because there's a couple of key things that you said that I want to make sure we share with the community very clearly. How can we become members to support the party if that's what we want to do?
That's such a young party that everything is on internet. If you want to become a member, it's $15. Okay. For 1 year, $25 for 2 years. Okay. But and it would be great and do that. But the most important now is to verify if you are on the electors list.
Okay.
Understand. Not because you're being in Canada or you think you're Canadian, because it happened in our community, that you can vote. There's a list. Ça aussi, c'est une forme
of discrimination.
Le système est fait en sorte, like, don't believe because you've been walking in town for 25 years, 20 years, that you're fully citizen who can vote.
Right.
And usually you receive, we receive a card, okay? And if you do not receive it, you go to the directeur du scrutin. Every county have that, okay? And then you go vote. But you don't go vote for yourself. You come with 4 and 5 people. We need to make sure that la CAQ is out of the picture, because it's gonna be another 4 hours. Right now you're listening to somebody, I won't say that scared, but there's an emergency. It's not it was always my dream to become a deputy and do politics. No, okay? No, I have to do it. I'm on a mission.
Sister, I thank you for it, because I have to say the information you brought today was eye-opening for me. And like I said, we know it's just the beginning, and we're going to be, I don't know what the proper term is, we're going to let everybody have a voice, you know? We're not going to be exclusive.
If they come, I want ask them the question. Surtout, la CAQ, I don't care if it's live, I don't care. La CAQ, franchement, là, dégueulasse. I have to say it. I am. But ask the question to Parti libéral du Québec. Ask the question à Québec solidaire. Where were you? You were in a position.
Yeah, no, and as being a community builder or a quote unquote leader, or however we want to frame it, it's really important to know that you have a government representative that's going to stand for you, that's going to have your back, so to speak. And it is, so what you're presenting, what you're bringing, it is definitely making me look at this whole political thing differently. I definitely, like I said, I do thank you for coming and sharing that perspective, because it's true. Like, we didn't really have much representation. No one was really, I can tell you, as being one of the people on the forefront, at the front line, I was like, yo, where do we go? There seems to be no help. It seems like we're kind of on our own here.
Let's be real. Let's put things. Let's say things. February, some people, some citizen, our citizen, couldn't go to Walmart.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna talk about SAQ, SQDC. Let's keep it real for food and things like that.
Yes.
What would be next? That's my question. As Parti libéral du Québec and Québec solidaire, when they come, what was next? You seem to know what was going on because you weren't talking. You weren't protecting your people. Let's not forget to be a deputy at l'Assemblée nationale is to represent your people.
That's what I'm...
Do you really think you represented, dans mon cas, moi, là, Bourassa Sauvé, but maybe other things? Really? Where were you?
Sister, well, Jenny, do you have any other final words?
My final words would be, I'm really blown away with having you come here, because, like I said, I think I only heard one other person speak about it. Actually, Tammy spoke about, she did a poll to see who people were voting for, and that's when she said about the conservateur. She's like, I'm really happy to see that. I was like, what did I miss?
Like, wait, who are they?
What did I miss? And this was very educational, very eye-opening, and definitely gonna make an impact on how I look at things and how I make decisions and how I'm going to speak with people within the community. Because, again, I'm not here to convince you where to vote, but I'm here to tell you to make an educated vote.
Yes. And, there's many things, and I can only tell you that the candidates at the Parti conservateur du Québec, they are on a mission. They are not professional politicians.
That's because not for nothing. Now I give Trump no flowers, but realistically speaking, he got into this position because people were saying they were tired of politicians.
Yeah.
Because you're good at telling me what you think I want to hear, but you're not very good at telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do think that we need a party who's going to tell us the truth, whether we like it or not.
Yeah. Yep. This is good.
Again. Beware. This is, to me, it's gonna be historic. Historic, because depending for who people vote. And by the way, in Montreal Nord, almost close to 1% out of 3 vote. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
So 2/3 do not vote.
So that's low.
Even for my cahier de candidature, because it's not like, oh, you decide one day to become a candidate, you become a candidate. You need to sign some papers and have 100 people who back you, yeah, you know. But also who lives in your area, but who already voted once. Ils sont sur la carte des électeurs.
Right. So
Et que là, t'arrives, c'est ça, là, c'est... T'as jamais voté? Ben, yes, it does exist.
Wow.
People who never voted and they feel ashamed. I'm not here to shame nobody.
No.
But politics will take care of you, because politics is all the laws, the bylaws that you lived on. I'm sorry, sometimes you think like you are super free. No, the way you drive a car is because there's a bylaw telling you how you should drive a car.
You're absolutely right.
And see, this is why they tell you never to talk about religion and politics amongst friends, right? Because when you do speak about it, you start breaking down the walls of what you're being told all these years. Because like even this, like as you said, like if you go to your directeur de scrutin, if you're not getting these cards, and bring 10 people, and it brought me back to like, yeah, but you're not supposed to talk about politics around people. I'm like, it's a ploy.
Exactly. They do it on purpose, because then you can start influencing. But now, and you know what somebody had told me, and I think it's important just to remind our people, it doesn't stop after the vote, right? So when the party does come into power, there's accountability.
There's holding.
You know, like you voted for them. They have to be accountable to what they said. You have a right as a citizen to be on their case. To say, okay, I voted for you. You said you're going to do this. Let's make it happen. So I think it's really, really important that we be mindful as a community, and just to hold our politicians, to their word in terms of what they're saying. So, Queen Carmel, did you have a final word that you want to leave with our people?
Yes, I would like, and I do not have my business card as a party, so I'm very scary to leave my phone number, but I will do so. Okay. If you are in the borough of Montreal Nord, which is, my phone number is 438-868-4957. I repeat, 438-868-4957. Give a call. I can meet you. I can tell you if you're allowed to vote or not. You can help me, because right now I'm leaving just to continue this thing with les pancartes. That's a crazy thing. But
so you're putting up signs.
Yes.
So you need volunteers. You need more help. You need more manpower in Montreal Nord.
I was up there up until 4 a.m. It's crazy. Okay. Everybody should live this
this experience.
Yes. Okay. And so we're gonna continue. There's gonna be debate. The website of le Parti conservateur du Québec is very friendly, so you can get by. Eric Duhem has a lot of followers on Facebook, mainly Facebook and YouTube too, so you can listen to him and his position. How we got to manage all these people. And believe me, if you thought you were alone, this is where you realize you're not alone.
Okay.
But we need deputies at l'Assemblée nationale du Québec who now gonna be able to talk for you on your behalf.
Wow.
So, and that's conservateur.québec for the website for the conservative or Quebec conservatives. Conservatives.quebec for those who want to read it in English, because it's available in English too. I wonder if Parti Québec is.
And he's not scared to make a debate in English. François Legault from
they refused it.
They refused. You have to be.
We were supposed to have a debate, and two parties refused to do the debate because it had to be bilingual. I appalled.
It's disgusting. It's so insulting to the English community. It's like we don't care if you understand us or not. That's really what they're saying.
And this is where the percentage of what you represent won't make me lose or win the election. You be mindful of these things.
Wow.
Where are we going?
Listen, Jacques Etienne spoke in English for the whole of Canada, and his English wasn't great. So you have no reason.
Talk about it.
Attention, 2018. How come François Legault didn't have any problem to talk in English?
No problem to get the votes.
You're right.
No
now
problem.
Bill 96 is here. Like, yeah, you damn right.
Wow.
There's gonna be some Anglophones after you. We want to know what happened.
Yeah, this is.
And again, I'm a bilingual person. My mom's French, my dad's English, so I'm right where you're in the middle. And at the end of the day, if I want to hear your debate in English, I want to hear it in English.
That's it.
If I want to listen to it in French, I'm gonna listen to it in French.
Yeah. Give me the option. I want to hear it.
That's what it should be. Like, if you're really a party for the people,
That's it.
my thing is, if you're debating in Quebec and you're and again, even I don't want to go too far with it, but this Bill 96 too, you guys are acting like French is a problem in the province. It's not.
It hasn't been
It's not. It's to me, it's a direct target to Montreal, and it's an oxymoron because you bring Anglophone companies into this country, into the province, so that you can get their economic growth because you've pushed so many away, and now you're saying there's an English problem and like we're losing French in the homes. Are you kidding me? As soon as you leave the Montreal and barely Greater Montreal, because you have pockets of places in the South Shore, pockets of places in the North Shore. Everything else is French. And it's not the whole island of Montreal that's English either. So you're highly targeting where there's a huge economic flow because you want the money, but you don't want the language that comes with it. So you want to act like it's a provincial problem, and it's not. So anyway.
So you understand, at least I would like you two to pass this message. You say Bill 96 does exist. And this is where division is starting. And it's gonna start small. You don't even realize it.
Yeah.
And it's there, guys.
No, I need to. The next.
So what do you want for the next generation to say? You were there. What did you do?
Yeah,
and that's why I'm in front. I'm there.
Yeah, I did what I could. No, but I'm very curious to have somebody from the Liberal Party come in and explain to us, like, how did that, like why was it started?
Oh, they have some explaining.
That's what I'm saying. Like, somebody has to come and explain this to us, to our listeners, because this is really what it is. Because right now,
and if you do, I have one of my colleagues, he's really fond of, he's a lawyer, he's in constitutional rights. I'm very sorry for the liberal who will talk with this person.
Oh yeah, maybe we can have them both come at the same time. That could be very interesting. Hey, you know what? And maybe I think that might be our next. If I could get a liberal representative who will be brave enough to come, like just like you were. You were brave. You came on the show. You spoke your piece. It was a very beautiful piece. Thank you again for sharing. So we'll put the invite out there. Anybody who's listening who does represent the Liberal Party and would like a platform to come and share, you're welcome to come on to the Empower Hour. Get in contact with us by email. But not just the Liberal Party, I would say all parties.
All parties.
All parties, we'd love to have you, give you this platform so you could come and share, just like our sister Carmel did. I
am at home, by the way.
Thank you. That's really what it is. So again, I thank you for being here. What you're doing is amazing and very necessary. Thank you for speaking up. Thank you for representing. Thank you for being that voice. Thank you for pushing back. And I just, I want to encourage you. I want to encourage your community. As you hear, the sister's out here doing the work. She needs help handing out, putting up posters, knocking on doors. So if there are people out there who want to support, who want to encourage, who want to become a volunteer, please, you heard the phone number. We'll repeat it again. And once we put out whatever video clip, we'll make sure to add your phone number on it so people can see it. All right. And with that, I want to close out. This has been our Parley with the People.
October 3rd. October 3rd.
October 3rd, guys. Be out there.
If you don't vote, I'm not trying to hear your complaints. We're here for solutions. And we're going to educate you on how you can get it. We're going to have a fair stance, and share any information that you need to know where to go to learn what you need to learn and what works best for you and your borough. But October 3rd, you need to vote. And
if you cannot on October 3rd, you know that 1 week before, you can also vote. There's a lot of many ways to vote. So
you can do the pre-elections and stuff. So I don't want to hear you on vacation or XYZ. There are many options for you to vote before decisions are made.
Yeah. It's historical.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kings and Queens, this was the Empower Hour with Pharaoh Freeman, Queen Kaya, and Gina the Great. We are on live every Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. and broadcasting Thursday mornings at 7 a.m. on CKUT 90.3 FM. Hopefully you got your dose of entertainment, enlightenment, and empowerment. Subscribe and watch us on empowermtl.com and email us at empowermtl@gmail.com to anonymously be featured on our What's the Tea Mail segment. Stay blessed, black, and highly favored.